Welcome back to the Delaware Way. I'm Larry Menti. We are here with Wilmington Fire Chief Anthony Goode. Thank you again for being here. Let's get right into the controversy. When these cuts were announced by City Council, you wrote on your blog, "If you believe in what they are doing, then I will have no choice but to believe that those council persons who believe the City of Wilmington should cut firefighter jobs and close fire engines actually do represent you and your council district's wishes and intentions." So you're talking directly to the people in the districts of these council people. In doing so, all of those council districts will be the districts that we will be forced to consider reducing coverage in. To me, that sounds like a direct threat to the citizens of Wilmington.
It does. It sounds like that to a lot of individuals, but that wasn't the way it was meant. As well, I believe that when the council president read it a couple times during the council meeting, it was taken out of context. If you read the entire post, you actually seen in there exactly what we're talking about. And we say that because, you know, I don't regret it. It's something that we've done.
You have to at least retract that one line.
Well, no, we have to consider it. We have to consider those council districts because some of those districts weren't considered in the past.
You're saying that the council people who voted for the cuts, you would have to consider reducing the force in those districts. So I should have worded it a little bit better because the next paragraph actually indicates that all the districts in the city of Wilmington would be considered into the cuts, and it actually explained the 4 engine companies that were put in there, and that's why we say it was taken out of context because you didn't read the entire post, or at least that section of the post, to be able to understand what companies would be taken out of service. So could I have worded it a little bit better? Maybe so. Is this a motion?
No, not at all. I was speaking directly to the citizens of Wilmington for them to say it's time for you to speak up. You know, are your council people actually speaking for you, or are they speaking on their own behalf? Because I wanted more of the citizens of Wilmington to be able to come and speak to us. You know, I get around the city quite a bit. I'm out on the streets a lot, along with the Mayor Williams and a couple other individuals from our administration. And we talk to the community. And when the community learned of the cuts, and what it meant and what it was going to do, they weren't necessarily happy, at least the ones that we spoke to. Now, we did speak to individuals that thought we should be more fiscally responsible, and we explained to them what the fire department has done to be more fiscally responsible and bringing in over, you know, $900,000 of our own funding and looking at different ways in which we can take and save money. I thought that we had pretty much done that.
Not to belabor the point, but you said you wanted to talk to the people in all the city. This was very pointed. This was very pointed to the people in the districts of the representatives who were not supporting you.
I could see the perception of that, but it wasn't.
But that's what it was. I mean, it's not a perception. That's what you wrote.
I mean, if you look at the entire blog, and actually what I did was I shared the entire blog for individuals to read for themselves and ask them, well, get your own perception of it. Because if you just take a sentence of anything, you know, you could always take it and direct it the way you want to. And that's the way I thought this was done. They directed that sentence or that little paragraph into one direction instead of just actually looking at the whole substance of the context.
But that's not what you meant.
It's not what we meant. Okay. It was not, you know, I've been living in the city of Wilmington all my life, and I don't believe, I've been working here for several years. I don't believe there's a need to take and threaten anybody to do something. There's no need to manipulate anything to get it done. Right now, we're in a situation where we're looking to get away from patterns that have existed previously, those that we know have hurt our service. So in doing so, you have to put it out there for people to know it. You know, a lot of controversy came along with the blog, that a blog was going up, period. You know, City Council was like, hey, you're posting a blog. But the reality of it is, if I don't speak up and say this is what's going on, I'm not speaking out specifically against council and their actions. I mean, if they're looking to save funds, I'm with that. I believe that there are other things that we can do in the city of Wilmington to take and save dollars. We can always look at different ways. City council can look in their office, as you'll hear many people say, including the mayor. But what you have to look at completely is what services do we look at getting rid of? And is it right now the service fire? I don't believe it is. When you're looking at public safety as a whole, we have to maintain what we have to be able to do.
City Council President Theo Gregory wanted you fired over those comments.
You know, I've heard about City Council President Gregory's request for termination or to be disciplined, along with Councilman Michael Brown's senior's request for me to be terminated and disciplined. They haven't said that to me personally. I haven't been told about it by any of my administrators, as in saying that something's going to happen out of it. But what I have been told is that if we had not stoked this fire and made it visible for everyone in the city of Wilmington to see, as well as the state of Delaware, in the county, where we actually respond out and assist the volunteer fire service in the county along with Wilmington and along our borders, then who would have knew about it? This would have been something that probably went by. Here it is, the Wilmington Fire Department would have continued to struggle. Over the past years, we've received cuts to our heavy rescue. We've had to manage and create new ways in which we were going to respond, and we've been doing that forever. You know, years ago, we had 253 firefighters, 10 engines, 3 ladders, several different apparatus on the street. Now we're down to 6 engines, actually 4 engines, 2 are squads because they're special in nature. They handle special expertise.
Are you confident that the mayor's veto will not be overridden?
I am. Well, you know, there's always a little skepticism there. You could always say and look back that maybe it doesn't happen, but I'm confident that it won't be overridden because I'm hoping that all the council now starts to see that this isn't the right way to go. Maybe we can go a different route.
You're hiring.
We are.
So you want to tell people what you're looking for in case anybody's interested?
Absolutely. We're looking for anyone who has, I guess, the wherewithal to be able to come out and be a Wilmington firefighter. We're an aggressive firefighting force, one of the most aggressive on the East Coast with the quickest response times in the nation. One of the things that we're looking for any individual that wants to come out is to make sure that you know and are committed, invested in the city of Wilmington because, of course, you have to live here by our residency rules. Our application process is open right now. You can go onto the City of Wilmington's webpage, wilmingtonde.org, or wilmingtonde.gov, and get an application and submit it in by August 15th by 5 p.m. And then there'll be a battery of tests that you have to go through to be selected, and we will be selecting individuals sometime in the month of October to start our class in November. The class will run about 3 or 4 months where we will make sure that this is something that you want to do.
Let's talk about I-495 for 1 minute. I-495 is causing the city of Wilmington some problems, and for those of you who don't know, and you'd have to be in a cave not to know, right. I-495 bridge is shut down. There was some dirt dump there. When I say dirt, I mean thousands of tons of dirt that knocked out a support beam, and so it's closed down while it's being fixed. But that's caused some problems for you.
It is. The increased volume and traffic that are going through the city of Wilmington cause all kinds of problems. Comes with the exhaust, the damage to the street that's being caused, as well as the increased number of vehicles that travel I-95. We've had a significant amount or a big increase in accidents that happen on I-95, which hired resources from the fire department that had to respond out. Now, of course, we're going to continue to respond out, but we also have to take and look for ways in which we can supplement our force that's on duty just so we can cover those areas. The Wilmington Police Department is doing it right now by having people stand out on traffic posts to be able to keep traffic moving through high traffic times.
What's the increase in car accidents? Can you put a percentage on it?
Yeah, I would say anywhere between 75% to 80% increase in car accidents. But when you put that much traffic on one main road, it's going to happen.
And I would imagine you have tanker trucks with chemicals now coming through the city of Wilmington.
We do. You know, typically they would go 495 to the Port of Wilmington. Now they're coming through Wilmington off of East 12th Street, down Spruce Street in those areas, and we're paying close attention to it. Emergency Management Director George Giles is working with transportation hubs all day long to make sure that those things are being rerouted the right way.
I really appreciate you sitting there. I know that this is a controversial time for you. When you come back next time, let's just talk about fire safety.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you very much. Wilmington Mayor Anthony Goode, when we come back.
Wilmington Fire Chief.
Did I make you mayor? I'm looking ahead.
Nope.
Wilmington Fire Chief Anthony Goode, thank you. And we are coming back with former Mayor James Baker to talk a little bit more about this controversy. Then we'll be done.